Okay, hopefully you guys are watching this video because I can only do so much, and hopefully you are actually doing this. That would be a very good idea. So here's our review for the day. I'm going to go through it. You can take notes, okay? So graph this parabola, okay? So let's start with the XY axis, right? I know a couple of things. First of all, I know to find the line of symmetry. I'm going to go x equals negative b over 2a because it is in standard form. So x is equal to negative 2 over 2 times 1, which x equals then a negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to put a line at negative 1 right down the middle. It's going to be then the vertex, it's going to be negative 1 something, so I plug that in. I'll go y equals a negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 8. Let's see, I think that's negative 9. Negative 10, yeah. So I've got a vertex at negative 9. I can put that on my graph now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and negative 1. Okay, so I've got that for my vertex. Y-intercept, I know it's got to be negative 8, so I know my y-intercept is at 0, negative 8. I'm going to put that there. Now the x-intercepts, we're going to guess. I'm pretty sure if I look at this as far as symmetry, I think it's probably going to be, I went over 1, 2, and I think 3. I think it's going to be here. And for symmetry, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure it's there. Now how do I check? Let's plug it in. So I can just plug it in. I can plug in 2. I can go 2 squared plus 2 times 2 minus 8, and I get a 0. That's what it should be. And if I plug in my negative 4, I go my negative 4 squared plus 2 times my negative 4 minus 8. Sure enough, I get a 0. So those are the zeros. Now if you get these, I may make this optional. The x-intercept's optional tomorrow. We'll see. Interval increasing and decreasing, so it's increasing, going up from x is greater than at negative 1, and decreasing from x is less than negative 1. Okay, it does concave up domain. It's forever wide. X is equal to all real numbers, and the range, because it's forever wide, starts at negative 9 as y is greater than or equal to negative 9. Okay, all right. There's number 1. Number 2. I've got to come up with first and second differences, so I'll just subtract, and we'll just go 18 minus 8 is 10. 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 minus 0 is 2. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Okay, so first differences. Okay, second differences. 10 minus 6 is 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. 2 minus 2 is 4. So we know it must be a quadratic. Quadratic because it says explain, because second differences are the same, because second differences are the same. So it's got to be a quadratic. If we were to graph it, we'd see it. Okay. Okay. Number 3 is pretty easy. I give you a graph. Okay. X intercepts are at x equals negative 1 and x equals 3. Okay, so as a point, negative 3, 0, and negative 1, 0, and 3, 0. Okay, those are my x-intercepts. Okay, my y-intercept is right there. So my y-intercept has at the point 0, 3. There's my y-intercept. So there's my y-intercept. Line of symmetry. I can find the vertex line of symmetry is right here at x equals 1. I can just get that from the equation. Line of symmetry. X equals 1, and my vertex is right here at the point 1, 4. So there's my vertex. It's at the point 1, 4. Easy. All you got to do is just figure it out. Okay. Concavity is opens down. Okay. All right. Turn the page. Again, you can pause this anytime you want. Okay. 4. A parabola has x-intercepts at negative 4, 0, and 8, 0, pass through the point negative 4. Okay. So let's graph it. I think that's the easiest way to do it, is to see this. We graph it. Okay, that was number 1. Number 4, if I graph this, I think that's the easiest way to do it, is to have it like this. Negative 4, 0, 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0. And it goes through the point 0, 4, which is here. Okay, so now I know it has to open down. Okay, so find vertex. First of all, let's find the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry is going to be simply my negative 4 plus 8 over 2, which is 4 over 2, which is going to be 2. So my line of symmetry is at 2, x equals 2 right here. Okay. Now the vertex is on there somewhere. I just got to plug that in. So to find my vertex, I'll plug my 2, x equals 2 in. And so I'm going to take my equation that I'm building, which is going to be some y equals my x plus 4 times my y plus my x minus 8. And I know it's got to be negative, okay? It's got to be negative. So it has to be negative because we know it opens down. So if I put my 2, I'll have y equals a negative times a 2 plus 4 and a 2 minus 8. I get a 6 times a negative 6 with another negative 6 makes that positive 36. So way up here, can't graph it very well, but we're going to have a line of symmetry, a vertex at 2, 36. Okay? All right. Now, 5. Let's look at 5. Give the equation, okay? Find the line of symmetry, find the y-intercept, vertex, and graph. Okay, so now that's not too bad. It's in standard form. I'm going to get another piece of paper that isn't bleeding through. Yep. And so on 5, I'm going to use my x equals negative b over 2a first. So I'm going to go a negative 16 over 2 times a negative 4, which is negative 16 over negative 8, which is 2. So my line of symmetry is that x equals 2. Okay, now to find its vertex, we're just going to plug it in. So I'm going to plug it in to get the vertex. It's going to be 2 something. So I'm going to go, okay, y equals negative 4 times 2 squared plus 16 times 2 plus 6. And I'm going to use my calculator to get that clear. I'm going to go negative 4. I'm just going to plug it in the calculator. Okay, 2. You guys can do it the other way if you want to, plus 16 times 2 plus 6, and I get an answer of 22. Okay, so y equals at 22. Okay, so vertex at 2, 22. I need the y-intercept. Well, that's pretty easy. It's right there. My y-intercept is at 0, 6. And so I've got enough to graph it. I really do. I've got enough to graph it. Okay. I know for sure. And I don't need the x-intercepts. 2 and 22, so maybe I'll have to go by 5s, make that 10, 20. I'll go by 1s on these. So line of symmetry at 2 goes through 0, 6, which is here, about here. That's my y-intercept. It has a vertex at 2, 22, about there. Okay, so it's going to go something like this. Okay, good enough. We don't need to know the zeros. If you get them, awesome. Okay, all right, now 6. Ball's thrown up in the air at a height of 10 feet. So an initial velocity of 24. So I'm going to go h of t equals a negative 16 t squared plus a 24t plus 10. Again, if I want the maximum height without decimals, I'm going to use my negative b over 2a. I'm going to go a negative 24 over 2 times a negative 16. Let's see, that's 24 over 32. What's that? I don't know. 24 divided by 32. I don't know. About 0.75. So that t equals 0.75 seconds, right? So if I want that height, I'm going to have to plug that in. I'm going to have h of 0.75. That's the time. Negative 16 times 0.75 squared plus 24 times 0.75 plus 10. All right, let's see if I got that. Negative 16 times 0.75 squared plus 24 times 0.75 plus 10, and I get an answer of about 19, okay? 19 feet. So there's my two answers, okay? All right, almost there. Number 7, rectangular, and I've got a barn wall, so here's my barn. Bill needs a rectangular fence. He needs 2 adjacent fences, right? I'll put some of my fencing here, here, and here. Out of the 1,000 feet, I have to take out my 3 pieces, so that's what goes here for the length. Area is length times width, right? Well, area then is going to be x times 1,000 minus 3x. Okay, we can't use decimals, but we can get this without decimals, okay? So area then is 1,000x. I'm just distributing. That times that times that, minus a 3x squared. So I can't use decimals. What do I do? Well, negative b over 2a. That's our formula, right? Negative b over 2a, which is a negative 1,000. That's the b over 2 times negative 3, which is 1,000 over 6. I don't know what that is. That's a calculus before 1,000 divided by 6, and I get an answer about 166.6. What is that? That's x, 166.6. Okay, so I go to build my fence, and I know this is 166.6, all of these. The length is going to be the 1,000 minus 3 times my 166.6, because that's x. Okay, using my calculator, what's 1,000 minus 3 times that answer? I get about 400. Oh, is it? Oh, no. Try it again. 1,000 minus 3 times 166.6, and I get an answer about 500. Okay, there we go. 500. Okay, so there's the dimensions. What's the area? Well, the area is just that times that. My area is going to be whatever 166.6 is times 500, because you know area is length times width. What is that answer? Times 166.6. It's about 83,333. So the area is about 83,333 feet squared. Okay, that's my area. Okay, now domain and range. Okay, well, domain is the size of the barn. So domain. The smallest you can make this side is 0. The largest you can make all 3 of these sides is 1,000 divided by 3, because you divide it in 3 parts, which is about 333. Okay, take all 3 pieces, put it here, here, and here. Okay, the range is the area. And so the smallest area is about 0, and the largest area we know is this 83,333. Okay, that's all I have. If you are interested in looking at the extra, look at page 605. The problem is very similar. Okay, that's all I have. Hopefully you're going to do this. Hopefully you're going to study. We'll see. You know, make good notes. You can be okay.